Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. Why we use quadratic formula? We use quadratic formula is because there are some quadratic equations that cannot be solved by factoring method. Therefore, we can use quadratic formula to solve any quadratic equation. Okay? So, let's see what is quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Only thing, a cannot be 0. A cannot be 0 inside the quadratic formula. Alright? So we're going to use this quadratic formula to solve a quadratic equation. Let's do the first example to show you how to use the formula to solve quadratic equation. Okay? So let's start. We have x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. When we use quadratic formula, you have to identify the term you have. Okay? For example, we have a equal 1 and b equal negative 5 and c equals 6. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula by plotting all those points inside the quadratic formula. Okay, let me write the quadratic formula for you. X equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. The whole thing over 2a. Okay? Alright. So, let's start by using the term we have. We have x equal negative b, that's negative 5. We already have a negative 5. It's going to be positive 5. Okay? Positive 5 plus or minus. B squared is going to be negative 5 squared minus 4. A is 1. It's 1 time C. C is 6. Okay? Over the entire thing over 2A. A is 1. Okay? Alright. So, you have 5 plus or minus. So negative 5 power 2, that's 25. 25. Negative 4 times 1 is 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 6, that's 24. 24 over 2a. Over 2 times 1 is 2. Okay? So you will have x equal, so 5 plus or minus 25 minus 24, that's 1. Okay, that's 1. That's 1 over 2a. Over 2. So, you have to know the radical term. The square root of 1 is 1. Still 1. Okay, square root of 1 is 1. So, we have 5 plus or minus square root of 1 is 1. So, over 2. So you will have x equal 5 plus or minus 1 over 2. Over 2. So we'll have two answers. Do not forget, when we solve quadratic equation, you have to get two answers. Okay, that's why we have plus or minus right here. The first answer will be x equal 5 plus 1, okay, over 2. The second answer should be, we can call this is prime, this is second, okay? You can call it like that. So 5 minus 1 over 2. You have two answers, okay? So this one is going to be, let's do the first one. That's going to be 6 over 2. So x equal 3. So that the first answer. X prime equal 3. The first answer. Let's do the second one. So x second equal 5 minus 1, that's 4. 4 over 2, that's gonna be 2. Alright, so the solution is, you can write it like that, x equal 3 and 2. Okay? 2 solution. Alright, this is very important to know how to solve quadratic equation by using quadratic formula, because there are some quadratic equations that cannot be solved by factoring method. You have to know how to use quadratic formula to solve quadratic equation. Okay. The first example is very easy, and we're gonna do the second example for you to see if you can get more practice. Okay, more practice to make you understand. Okay, let's erase this part. Now to do the second one. The second one. Second exercise. Let's clean the board. Alright, let's do the second exercise. The second one, we have x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 0. So we're going to use the quadratic formula in order to solve this quadratic equation. Okay. First of all, let's write the quadratic formula. Let's write it down for you. X equals minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so let's identify the term we have. We have a equal 1, b equal negative 2, c equal negative 8. Okay, so we finish identifying all the terms. Now let's plug the term inside the quadratic formula. Okay, we have x equal negative b, that's negative 2. It's going to be positive because we have a negative sign right here. We have a negative sign inside the formula, so it's going to be positive 2. Okay, positive 2. Positive 2 plus or minus b squared going to be negative 2 squared minus 4. A is 1. A is 1. Times c, this is negative 8. Negative 8. Okay, over the whole thing over 2a. A is 1, we don't need to write 2 times 1. Okay, let me write it down for you. 2 times 1 we're going to be 2. Okay, x equal 2 plus or minus. So negative 2 power 2, that's 4. So we have negative 4 times 1, that's negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 8, that's 32. Positive 32, because negative sign times another negative sign, that's become positive. So that's going to be positive 32. 32, okay? Positive 32. The whole thing over 2. 2 times 1 is 2, okay? So, we have that very fun. So we have 2 plus or minus 4 plus 32, that's 36. 36 over 2. Okay? That's fun. Okay? That's very important. So you have 2 plus or minus square root of 36, that's 6, okay? You have 6 over 2. So let's go that way. So you have x equal 32 plus or minus 6 over 2. Over 2, okay? Over 2. Over 2. Alright, what we're going to do, we'll have 2 solutions, okay? 2 solutions. The first one is going to be x prime. That's going to be 2 plus 6. That's the first solution. The second one, we can call it x second. Okay, that's going to be 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 over 2. Okay, 2 solutions. Let's do the first one. The first one is going to be 2 plus 6. That's going to be 8. 8 over 2. That's going to be 4. That's the first solution. Okay. The second one, that's going to be 2 minus 6. That's going to be negative 4 over 2. That's going to be negative 2. Second solution. So you can write the solution like that. X equal 4 and negative 2. Okay? Let's see. Another student can write x1 equal 4 and x second equal negative 2. That's fine. That's fine. There's no problem. As long as you have the right answer, okay? You don't have any problem. Okay? So I know it's a lot. It's a lot to use quadratic formula, but you have to know how to use quadratic formula and then to solve quadratic equation. That's very important, class. You can, if you start by using factoring method to solve quadratic equation, you have to try quadratic formula. Okay, try quadratic formula, because all quadratic equation can be solved by using quadratic formula. This is very important. Let's do the last one, class. Let's do the last one. Last one. US. Last one. I'm going to do the last one. Let US first. Let's clean the board. Okay, let's do the last equation for you. Let's do the last one. It's going to be x squared minus 4x equal 117. Alright, this equation is different from the 2 previous ones. Okay, what we're going to do first, we have to convert this equation into an equation like that. Okay, where we have to get this equation equal to 0, we have to get this equation also equal to 0. In order to do that, we need to subtract 117 from both sides. Okay, that's what we're going to do in order to make this equation simple, or make this equation like this one, x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Let's subtract 117 from both sides. Okay, so this one is cancelled. That's going to be 0. Let's write it down. X squared minus 4x minus 17 equals 0. So basically our equation becomes simple right now. It's become ax squared minus bx plus equals 0. So we don't have a problem now to solve it. So how are we going to solve it? let's write the formula first for you. That's going to be negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Alright, so let's identify what we have first. We have a equal 1, b equal negative 4, c equal negative 170. Alright, we're going to plot the numbers inside the formula, okay? So you will have x equal negative b is going to be 4 because we already have negative 4. Right here it's going to be positive 4. Positive 4 plus or minus b squared. B squared is going to be negative 4 squared minus 4. A is 1. A is 1. A is 1 time c, which is negative 117 over 2a. 2a is 1. 2 times 1 is going to be 2. Okay? So you get familiar with that right now. X equal negative 4 plus or minus negative 4 power 2, that's 16. Okay? 16. Negative 4 times 1 is going to be negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 117. 117. That's going to be positive 468. Over 2. This is why students always make mistakes. It's about the sign. Okay, you have to pay attention. Okay, be careful about this sign right here when we use quadratic formula, because if you do negative 4 times negative 117, you do not convert this side positive, it's going to be a big mistake. You have to care about this sign. Okay, so now it's going to be very easy. That's going to be 4 plus or minus. Okay, plus or minus. Let me write it up for you so that you can see. Okay, 4 plus or minus 16 plus 468 over 2a over 2. So 4 plus. So you will do, now we have to do 16 plus 468. 16 plus 468. That's going to be 484 over 2a. So now let's take square root of 484. Yes, square root of 484. We have to do that. 484. That's going to be 22. Okay? You take the square root of this, that's 22. So you have 4 plus or minus 22 over 2. So now, this, you have that. We're going to convert this into answers. Okay? The first one's going to be, let's do that. It's going to be 4 plus 22 over 2. The second one gonna be 4 minus 22 over 2. So that's all the first one. That's gonna be this one. That's gonna be 26. 22 plus 4. That's 26. 26 over 2. That's gonna be 13. Okay, 13. That's the first answer. 13. Okay. Let's do that one. That's going to be negative 18 over 2. Okay? Negative 18. So it's going to be negative 9. Boom. Finish. The solution, you can write the solution. You can write x. 2 ways you can write it. X equal 13 and negative 9. the solution. Another student can write a solution like that. You can write it down: x1 equal 13 and x2 equal -9. Okay, that depends. As long as you have the right answer, you can write it the way you want. Okay. All right. So far, I think you can understand how to solve quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. I know it's a lot sometimes, you know, it's a lot, but if you practice, you will know it better. Practice, okay? Practice. Please share my videos. Go to my website, and then you can just type Nuggets Math, and then you will see everything, all my videos. Okay. That's not bad. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.